In today's video, we are going to a video that I just came across on my YouTube feed earlier this afternoon from Scott Glesenkamp. And in this video, he is talking about why he quit Amazon FBA. And spoiler alert, he did not really quit. I'm sorry to spoil you guys. But he is basically moving from reselling, so retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and a little bit of wholesale, to private labeling. In this video, there's a lot of stuff that I've talked about a lot and that I do not necessarily agree with. There's a lot of stuff that I agree with as well, but we are going to see all those things and I'm going to tell you guys why I actually disagree with it. Also, he's talking about the fact that, and you're going to see in a few seconds, that he had really low profit margins and that online arbitrage is really not super profitable. Like reselling is not profitable, the profit margin sucks. No, I disagree with this because his profit margins were around 3%, something like this, right? And so, Scott, if you are watching this video, you could come on the channel and we can look at what actually went wrong with your business. I'm offering you a free coaching session because yes, I do one-on-one coaching, helped a ton of people scale the Amazon business to close to $100,000 a month in revenue. You can look at the Discord server. Yeah, if you want to come on the channel, I'm offering you a free one-on-one coaching call. By the way, you guys, if you want a one-on-one coaching call, you could actually look at the link in the description. Book a call with me if you want to scale your Amazon business. Retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, not wholesale or private labeling. I'm not talking about that. I'm not an expert into those fields yet. Okay, so we are going to start looking at this video. And yeah, Scott, you're welcome whenever you want on the channel. Okay, so let's dive into this video.
Here is why I quit Amazon. I quit Amazon FBA because I was making no money. Anybody who currently watches me probably knows I do Amazon, but I used to resell things on Amazon. The profit margins on that suck. They are terrible. Like, I'm talking that we did probably, you know, $150,000 in sales like last year just off of reselling, but we made like $5,000 profit. It was
yeah, so as I said, it's really not good. As I say, it's really not good, and it's like 3%, 3 point something percent. I don't know. I'm just making it. I'm just trying to calculate it from the top of my head. Not 100% sure. It's around 3%. It's really bad when you do online arbitrage. If you do online arbitrage, and it's even worse if you do retail arbitrage. If you do online arbitrage, you should be able to, if you're a beginner and you start getting things, you start understanding how it works, you should be able to get margins close to $20,000, 20%, I'm sorry. Now, the main thing is that with online arbitrage, if you actually start working with the prep center and you are working with a VA, of course your margins are gonna go down. But you should be, even with all those things, you should be able to have margins at around 10%, something like this. So yeah, those are really bad. And once again, I'm open to, like, I'd like to have you on the channel, free one-on-one coaching, and we can look at those numbers, look at your sourcing strategies, look at the products that you actually chose, and see where things actually went wrong. And actually, I think that it could help the community a lot. So let me know what you think if you actually see this video.
horrible. The margins are terrible. Plus, it's so much work, bro. You have to work so hard all the time to source new products so you can keep buying things and keep making money, right?
I made a video about that subject because this is one of the things that comes up quite often with people that actually do not like online arbitrage. And I do not know if this video is released yet or not because I shot it not too long ago and I shoot a lot of batch content right now because I'm traveling a lot. And this is not a right way to actually see this business. This is the wrong way to actually see this business because yes, of course, you are going to need to do some product research all the time. When you do private labeling, if you actually try to grow a brand, you need to develop new products as well constantly. You need to run a lot of experiments if you want to do it on a big scale. Now, the main thing is that the main counter arguments is that yes, it's a lot of work, but this is actually because if you know my story, by the way, if you know my story, you know that I actually started, I did the complete opposite of what Scott is doing. I started with private labeling and then I went to retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. The reason why I did this is because with private labeling, there was nothing that I could do personally to speed up and to make more money. I just had to wait. And it was not working for me because I wanted to make more money and there was just nothing that I could do. I could only wait. I decided to move to retail arbitrage because I was able to get into stores, cut the lead time because it takes a long time to actually to actually have your products ready and like in Amazon warehouse starting to sell. It takes like 3 to 4 months to actually, not 4 months, but it takes like 3 months to actually get your first sale if you actually spend money. If I spend money today, you're going to have your first sale in 3 months. So because of that, I really wanted to speed that up, and this is why I actually moved to retail arbitrage. Yes, it's a lot of work, but with that, you're going to be able to flip your money way more time a year. And so, 30%, if you flip your money 6 times at 30% return on investment in a year, it's actually better than flipping your money 3 times at 60% return on investment in a year, okay? Just by increasing your velocity, the speed at which you can actually flip your money. And so this is something that a lot of people are not talking about, but this is the main thing with online arbitrage and with reselling, and the main issue that I have with private labeling. It takes a long time to actually flip your money. And so if you spend $5,000 today in inventory, it's going to take 3 months to actually for your inventory to actually be in Amazon warehouses, right? At least. And except if you do air shipping, what it's going to cost you a lot, and it's not worth it. And the main thing is that, and I actually forgot what I wanted to say, but yeah, what I wanted to say is that yes, you are not even going to break even after 3 months because your product is only going to start selling. And so you need to actually receive $5,000 in payout before you actually start making a profit if you actually sold that product. So let's say you buy your product at, I don't know, you spend $5,000 on your product, you sell your product at $30. Let's make it $50 to make it easy, right? You sell your product at $50. You are going to need to sell 100 units before you actually start turning a profit. And selling those first 100 units and selling those 100 units may take you, depending on how fast your product is selling, let's say you sell 10 a day, it may take you, so it's going to take you 10 days, okay? So this is something, and it's just a dumb example, but you understand what I'm saying. And it's not even correct because you are not going to receive the $50. You're going to pay all the Amazon fees. So you're probably going to receive $30. And so you're going to need to sell a little bit more than 100. So you're actually going to need to sell like 150, a little bit less. So, so it's really going to take, so if you actually spend $5,000 today, it is going to take you something close to like, to actually break even, to actually make your money back. It's going to take you like maybe 4 months and a half, 5 months if everything goes right. But to actually start, and so this is when you actually start making a profit on the money that you actually spend. So it may take you 1 more month to actually make a decent profit and to sell out of whatever you actually sent at first. So this is the main issue. It takes a long time to actually flip your money.
Because there's always going to be a new product you have to find. There's always things that you have to source in order to keep making money. And I was tired of this, right? I was absolutely sick and tired. Profit margins sucked. I had a lot of work packaging and prepping things, and I had to do so much work just to find products. I actually ended up going with a different business model of Amazon FBA. I actually started Amazon Private Label. And what is Amazon Private Label? Amazon Private Label is creating your own brand on Amazon, and it is super cool because you don't even have to make the product yourself. You can go find winning products on Amazon that are already selling, take your competition, and go to their manufacturer and have them make the exact same product with different packaging for you, and you can sell it for a similar price. I like this because the profit margins are much higher. I get to actually build equity in a brand, so eventually I can actually sell my Amazon brand.
That's true. That's one of the big pros of actually doing private labeling. But once again, those $400,000 at which, and this is what is going to say in the next few minutes. I know because I recorded this. This is the second time I recorded this video because I had some issues with the recording, by the way. So those same $400,000 that you are going to make by selling your brands after a little time, you could make that as profit with online arbitrage, with way less work on automated if you actually have a team of VAs that actually run your business. So yes, this is true, but to reach the point, and to be honest, you could sell your online arbitrage business. It's a little bit more tricky to sell your online arbitrage business, but the wholesale business, you can definitely sell it because it's a legit business. You have your warehouse, you have process, you have contracts with, and this is what's really really valuable, because you can start having exclusive contracts with specific brands, all that stuff, and this is really valuable, and this is something that you can sell. Now, Online arbitrage, it's a little bit more tricky, but there's people like Gavin Sweeney on Twitter, I think it was him, that actually talked about someone actually offering him money to actually sell his business because he have an operation that is actually scalable with a team, and it is a business in which you can actually put $1 in and turn $3 out of it, get $3 out of it. So this is where it is actually quite interesting. This is where you can actually start selling an online arbitrage business, because what really matters is the people and the process, the people that you have trained in your business and the process that you have in place. This is what's valuable. The rest is not really valuable. This is what a business is. And so you could pretty much sell any business, but this is true that selling a brand is going to be way easier, but it's not true that you cannot sell a reselling business. Yes, you could sell an online arbitrage business, and yes, you could sell a wholesale business. It's even easier to sell a wholesale business.
But what's cool, you can actually sell your company for 4 to 8 times profit, right? So what you make in a year profit, you can sell the company for, right? So say your company makes $100,000 a year in profit, guys. And by the way, it's actually not that difficult to do that.
It's really not.
And I'm not even trying to be like a guru scammy guy, but like, bro, it's not that hard to make 100 grand profit on Amazon. But if that brand, depending on the reviews, the product, what infrastructure you have set in place, you can sell that brand from anywhere for 400,000 to 800,000, right? And you can't do that with reselling. Reselling is dead, bro. Because first of all, the profit margins suck. You can't ever, sell the company. You're unfulfilled because you're selling other people's stuff.
That is true.
Just making the big guys much fucking richer.
That is true. And this is something, if you've been following me for a little while, this is something that I've struggled with a little bit during the summer. And a little bit before that, because this is one of the reasons why I actually started this YouTube channel, to actually do something different, to actually help people, because this is way more fulfilling than numbers on a screen, because this is really what online arbitrage and reselling gets at one point, especially online arbitrage when you do not even touch the products anymore, right? It really starts to get unfulfilling. There's really, it actually starts getting boring. Now, when he says you are only making the bigger guy richer, I do not necessarily agree with that. I do not care about that. Okay, if I make money in the process, I do not care about that. If you are having a private labeling brand that you are actually building on Amazon, and yes, you want to eventually move it out of Amazon, but you are making Jeff Bezos richer as well. Okay, with all the fees that you pay to Amazon, with all the marketing that you are going to pay, the PPC that you are going to pay to Amazon, you are making them richer. It's not a problem. I do not care if I make other people richer on the process. And if you actually want to get rich, you are going to make people richer in the process, okay? And the more you make people rich around you, the richer, like not around you, but you get what I'm saying, the easier it is going to for you to actually get rich, okay? That's pretty much how it works, and this should not be an issue.
Why not actually work on building a brand that you can take off of Amazon someday? You can sell on Amazon, you can create your own e-commerce store, you can sell on TikTok Shop, you can open up retail stores, you can sell to retail stores, you can sell through distribution, wholesale. There's endless ways where you can take this type of business model, and that's why I picked it. It's unlimitedly scalable, and there's people making hundreds of thousands of dollars monthly doing it, and it's simply, I'm not going to say it's unsaturated because it's saturated, but there's a lot of people who are bad at it. And guys, saturation is good because it means it works, right? It's as simple as go in there, it's saturated, but get really fucking good, right?
I agree with this. This is something that I say all the time. Saturation is not an issue. Yes, if something is profitable, of course it is going to get competitive. Of course, because people want to make money. And it should not be an issue because most people actually suck at everything that they do. It should not be an issue. You should not be scared of that, because if you are willing to put in a little bit of work, you are going to be fine. People suck. People are lazy. It's easy to outwork the average guy, and so just put in a little bit of work. And to be honest, to like, no shade to you, Scott, but what I wanted to say is, because it's all love, by the way, what I wanted to say about this is that you could have taken your advice for online arbitrage, okay? You could have tried to get fucking good at it, and you would have made way more money, way faster than you are going to do with private labeling. So, yeah.
Right? Saturation just means something works, right? If it's not a saturated market, it means there's no money to be made, okay? Don't let people tell you that, and don't let it discourage you, because when a business is saturated, it means there's a lot of money in it and people are going to it because it works, right? But guess what? When 99% of people try a business, they fucking suck and they don't do anything well. They don't study hard enough. They don't, risk enough. They don't work enough at it. If you just do all of those things and just work constantly and constantly keep on trying, bro, you are going to become very rich at it. And whatever that is, it's not even just Amazon private label. You can do that with any business model in the world and it will work out for you, right? You could run an SMMA and still make a fuck ton of money even though it's oversaturated. And that's because there's a lot of money in it, right? You just have to work hard.
Yeah, exact same thing. SMMA, I used to do it. Most people suck at it. Same thing. You just need to outwork people to get better than people. It's quite easy, if I'm being honest. It's quite easy to become better than people.
Get smarter than 99% people, and then you'll be the 1% taking all the money, right? That's how it works. The 1% takes all the money, guys. Got an energy drink to keep me going for the day. But guys, let me tell you, making your own brand is the move, absolutely, all right? It might...
I agree, it is the move. But I think that before you actually start creating your brand, you can flip your money to build enough capital to make it on a good enough scale. Because if you really want to reach a scale at which you want to be in retail stores, you want to create your own retail stores, you're going to need a lot of money. And so if you can actually start a brand in a more competitive space, it's going to require, because yes, you could start brands in stuff that is not that competitive, but it is going to be harder. It's smaller market usually, so it's going to be harder to reach that point. If you want to start a brand in a market that is a little bit more competitive, you're going to need to invest more money. The startup capital that you're going to need is going to be way higher. And so this is really where I want to go with private labeling. And so this is why I think that the best strategy is to stick to flip your money, to grow your money, and then move to private labeling on a bigger scale. If I'm being 100% honest, this is the way that I think is a superior way to do it.
It'd be lower risk. It might be, easier to get into reselling. Absolutely it is. But that's why I started doing it, right? Do I recommend someone starts reselling? I don't. I think if you're trying to make money to save up for a bigger business like private label, I think you just need to work a job. Like legit, just work a job, save up that initial money, and then invest it into a business as fast as you can, right?
You can make more money. I think this is the level that is right above your job, and under private labeling, you can make way more money with actually flipping stuff and actually reselling that you could at the job, and have way more freedom at the same time. So this is the way to go, in my opinion. Yes, if you suck at reselling, of course, stay at your job. Do not quit your job just yet. Wait until you actually get better, you actually can make a living, and then focus on reselling and focus on actually e-commerce after that.
I know it sucks to work a job. I've done, wagey stuff. I've mowed lawns. I've, done gardening for people. I've done hard work, bro, to make money to eventually start my business. So that's what I had to do. And I'm sure a lot of people like you guys will actually have to do that too. Go work a job. Yeah. Then start your own brand as soon as possible. And I can tell you, even if you're bad, bro, you have a 75% chance of eventually breaking even on it, right? Because say it flops, it might just take super long to sell things, but you'll probably sell everything at least for break even, and then you'll just have another shot at it, right? But it's simply a numbers game, because the more you can start, the more brands you can start, the higher likelihood more of them work, and then eventually you'll have a few products just killing it every month, and it's basically passive income. And I don't believe in passive income at all, but it's really front-loaded work. And guys, there is literally, it's so funny. It is as close to passive income as you can fucking get.
I agree, and this is why I personally did not like private labeling, because there was not enough stuff that I could do to actually make more money. Okay, because it's at one point you launch your products, it is successful, you just need to wait and reorder the product whenever it gets better. Maybe improve the products a little bit on your next run, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But there's nothing else that you can do. It's going to take you a long time to flip your money, and so. Yes, it's not that hard to be successful with private labeling if you do things right. If I'm being honest, if you really want to learn it, you can go on, that's what I do, on Jungle Scout's channel, and look at their $1 million case study, do the exact same thing. They outline the process of actually starting a private labeling brand on Amazon, pretty easy. Now, The thing is that yes, with private labeling, the profit margins are going to be higher, obviously. But it is better for you to actually flip your money 6 times at 30% return on investment in a year than it is to flip your money at 60% return on investment 3 times a year. You can make the calculation, okay? It's compound interest, the 8 wonders of the world if we are listening to Warren Buffett. So, because of this is the main issue that I have with private labeling. It's going to take you a lot of time to actually recoup your money before you actually start making a profit when you actually spend the money. With online arbitrage, I can spend my money today and actually sell out of my inventory in like 45 to 60 days. So with with private labeling, it's going to take you instead of 45 to 60 days and maybe a little bit longer than that. I think my average right now is around 58 days. With private labeling, it's going to take you if you spend your money today, it's going to take you like probably 4 to 5 months to actually start making money, and a little bit more than that to actually sell out of your inventory. So yeah, for that reason, and this is really my main issue with with private labeling. This is the main reason why I think that as a beginner, the best thing to do is actually to go to reselling to make money, and you should actually start looking at private labeling when you actually make more money, because it will make more sense for you. Yeah, that's true. And this is what I think you should have done with online arbitrage, by the way. You should have worked with a prep center to prep your items if you really wanted the free time. Because, to be honest, once you start working with a prep center, there's not a lot of shit that you still need to do yourself, right? And it frees up a lot of time. So, if this is really what's stopping you, get with a prep center, but you need to get better with sourcing. Because if your profit margins were around 3%, it means that you are not good enough at sourcing. This is where you should have trained. And you can come on a one-on-one coaching once again for free, because people actually pay for this. You can come on the channel for free, free one-on-one coaching. We'll do 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending on that. We can look at your numbers. We can look at what kind of products you are sourcing, where you are buying, and I can advise you. And I think this will be beneficial for the whole community, and a lot of people are going to tune in.
Guys, it's the best business model in the world. And I say that, like, I'm not just selling you a course, bro, but it's fucking good. Like, it's a really good business model for anybody to start who has like $5,000 to invest. $5,000 might seem daunting, but guys, in the grand business scheme, it's nothing. It's fucking nothing. And a lot of these business gurus have like trained you to think business is fucking cheap, right? You don't necessarily need money to make money, but to make real money, you do. And you know, I'm here to, you know, change your belief that you don't need money to make money, because for big fucking ventures that can make you a lot of money, you do absolutely need money.
That's true, but if you start with $5,000, you are not going to be at that level where you're going to make a lot of money directly with private labeling. It's going to take you a lot of time. It's not like you're going to start right now and you are going to, and by the end of the year, you are going to make $100,000 profit, okay? It's going to take a little bit more time than that if you just start with $5,000. You are probably going to need to start with way more money than that. Now, with online arbitrage, if you spend $5,000 on inventory, if you start spending $5,000 a month on inventory, and so let's say you have 5,000, so it's $2,500 a month, you split it for 2 months, you're gonna be at $5,000 in sale on your first month if you do it correctly. So yeah, just so you can get an idea of what you can expect. With private labeling, you're gonna spend $5,000 right now. You're gonna need to wait 3 to 4 months to actually start getting some sales, and you need to start doing PPC, all that stuff, and it gets really confusing, especially as a beginner. I'm not actually sure if I had some success with private label, because I actually was fluent, if I can say it this way, with PPC and all that stuff in marketing, because I really understood marketing, or if anybody could do it like this, if it's easy to learn. But yeah, this is some stuff that you are going to need to learn.
You don't need millions, but you need a few thousand to start at least. And dude, you just have to consider like fucking certain things, dude. You gotta have enough money to pay rent, bro, so you can work on your computer. You need to have enough money for a laptop, you know, to pay the Wi-Fi bill. Those are just things that people just forget about, right? You gotta have enough money to actually create the Amazon account, buy your trademark, get your barcode, buy your inventory, spend on ad costs, bro. I mean, there's a lot of expenses, bro, but it is a super great business, bro. Like, I'll tell you my personal story, man. I started reselling and I sucked at it. So we eventually launched our first brand. Our first brand did really well. It did around $19,000 revenue our first month. And guys, this wasn't like a 5% margin. We got like 45% margins from that. And now we're repeating the same thing with multiple brands. That one brand that we started, we're actually expecting to do on average like 55 a month, with 45% margins. We're gonna be doing like $200,000 a month revenue just from the e-commerce stores like next year, a month, with 45% margins. And guys, you can easily fucking do the same thing. And I hate like acting like it's easy, because it's not. But I'm saying you fucking can do it. Like, it's not that difficult. So guys,
I agree. It's really not that difficult. The thing with running an Amazon business is really not that difficult. It's really easy. And so, yeah, like, I was shocked actually when I started doing private labeling of how easy it actually was to get some sales. I thought that it was going to be a struggle, and I did not expect anything from it. You know, I just invested the money because I just had some money laying around, and I started the private labeling business. But, yeah, once again, I would say start with another business model. But private labeling may not be the best business model to start.
It's really, really nice, and it opens up a lot of doors, because you can just reinvest that cash into other cash flowing businesses. It doesn't even have to be Amazon. That's what we're doing. We're investing all of our money back into Amazon businesses, and we're just creating, you know, like a bunch of products cash flowing us monthly, and then we're gonna pay ourselves a fuck ton, right? So if you want to do that, I have a full guide, a full ebook that I wrote, how I started my brand. And if you want to learn how to do that, you know, I'd be happy to teach you. Just watch these YouTube videos I create. I put a lot of value into them. I actually have a free ebook down below. If you want to just sign up for that, just put your name and email in. I'll send it to you directly. And you'll have it to look at, reference. I have a lot of YouTube videos. There actually will be a full YouTube guide on how you can do it. And if I actually also do partner with people how they can grow with their businesses. I partner with people who want to start their Amazon brands. I take a revenue share, and you know, if you're interested in that, go apply down below, guys. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.
So, nice video. By the way, go subscribe to Scott Glassenkamp on YouTube. Nice video, nice edits, all that stuff. A few things that I disagree with, but yeah, as I said, Scott, you're welcome on the channel. I'm happy to do a free one-on-one coaching to you to see what actually went wrong with online arbitrage, and people that are actually doing reselling can actually learn from it. It would be super interesting. So, yeah, if you see this video, go comment on his stuff and actually tell him to see this and to come on the channel. It would be super interesting. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned one thing or two, hopefully. So if you did, leave a like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow, because we release a new video every single day about Amazon and business in general on this channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Watch these videos on the screen, by the way.